Hi everyone, this is the final portfolio for eMBA Capstone A. Team 3, Galim Makliski, Wael Ibrahim, and Justin Jones. We are presenting our product, Hybrid Solar Panel. The problem we have identified is that the existing solar panels doesn't absorb most of the sunlight because they actually reflect the sunlight back into the atmosphere, wasting lots of energy. It's confirmed that most of current solar panels convert only 23% of the sunlight. This is far better than the 10% back in 1960s. So solar panels doesn't generate enough energy in sunny areas, and also in wet areas like in rainy cities, they don't generate enough power for households. So our solution is that we need to create hybrid solar panels that will use both the sunlight and raindrops to generate 100% renewable energy in all weather conditions. So the new hybrid solar panels depend on a breakthrough technology that will requires multi-layers of polymers stacked together to generate the power from the sunlight when it gets absorbed, and also from raindrops from rains. Our solar market analysis shows that the market is increasing by 31%, and we have year-over-year growth rate of 22%. And out of this growth, we have 57% growth in the US market. The solar market is expected to reach 422 million by 2020. So we have big investment there in this market. And our target market segment, we will be targeting the residential US customers in the states with big demand, like California, North Carolina, Arizona, Nevada, and Florida. And also we will be targeting residential customers in the states that has rains all over the years. To expand our business, we will move to commercial customers in other states that has high rebates. We have built a business model canvas to highlight our 9 building blocks and activities that we will be having. Like the key partners, we will partner with finance companies, supply chain, electricians, installation companies. Key activities include R&D, efficient manufacturing, customer education, suppliers, dealing with distribution channels. Key resources, we will have manufacturing, warehousing, R&D laboratory, headquarters, and also we will have we will be partnered with other solar laboratories. The big building block is our value proposition, and we will highlight how our product is generating electric power in all weather conditions, 100% renewable energy, and that will improve the public health because it doesn't depend on any of the existing fuel production that requires significant water resources. We will move through customer relationships, building the relationship with our customer before sales and during installation and after installation as well. Target our customers in residential and commercial, and also in states with high rebates. Our cost structure from manufacturing, shipping, installation, payroll, marketing, and human resources. The revenue streams, we will have lease payment on solar, cash solar, rebates, wall battery purchases, charging units, and maintenance plans. The first building blocks is value proposition hypothesis. As I mentioned, our big value that we are delivering to customers, that we are delivering a product that it will generate energy 100% renewable energy in all weather condition, either it's sunny or wet areas, and this will be environment friendly with extended lifespan from 20 to 30 years. Our feedback, the feedback from our gurus and customers shows very positive feedback. They have trusted that this will be a very good product accepted by customers. They like the idea, they like the technology, and they think that if we have advanced technology, it will reduce the cost, the manufacturing cost. So the feedback was very good. So thanks for watching.
I'm Justin, and I'm going to lead us through a few of the building blocks that we went through. The next building block is our customer segment. This is actually one of the hypotheses that we learned quite a bit and we're actually wrong to start with. We thought this would be an environmental decision, and it's not. This is something we've learned is strictly financial. It's got to make sense for the household, and it's got to be something that they can afford. So when we've dug into it, our main customer segment is going to be residential households of 3 or more people making over $100,000 a year. They need to own their own home, and they need to live in markets where utility costs are over $3 a watt, which are surprisingly prevalent, especially in the Southwest. So we feel really strong about starting here in the Southwest. We'll be able to target those customers. And again, just huge learning that this is a financial decision through and through. It's people aren't spending 20K to save the environment, they're spending 20K to save money. Our distribution channel is going to be both internal and external. Externally, we are going to partner with dealers who already have their own installation teams, their own ad teams, their own sell teams. But internally, we're going to do the same. We're going to have our own online leads that are coming from our social media accounts as well as from our main webpage. We're also going to have canvassers that are out there driving these leads. Those are going to lead to phone screens and in-person installations with our contracting team that we're going to that we'll have contracted through us. Our one big learning too is there's some sites like GeoStellar and Energy Sage that'll be critical external partners for this that are going to drive traffic back to us. They're more of like the Expedia of the solar energy world. Pretty classic funnel here. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. We're going to start with our customer acquisition funnel. Our research is what they're going to be doing, and we're going to ensure that our websites, our social media sites are both focused on the financial benefits and differentiating us from our competitors. Most of the customer acquisition cost for most of these companies is around 50 cents. A lot of the smaller companies though can drive it down at around 30 cents. That's what we're going to be shooting for, is that same range. Once we get that customer, we engage them, we run them through the online estimate. There's not a huge amount of ability to add on sales or to drive extra sales. This is a low maintenance area. It's not something that companies really focus on, these solar companies. And to be honest, these solar companies are really almost doing a fire and forget. So there's something else that will differentiate us from these companies is a really well thought out grow campaign, which is going to be focused on keeping these customers engaged through quarterly email blasts, talking about what they've saved, where the company's going, anything new in the field, and then asking for referrals. We're also looking at calls at a regular basis and whenever we're back in those neighborhoods to try to get referrals. But that's pretty much the biggest piece of that customer thing we're looking for, is keeping them on board and using our solar panels as our biggest ad advertisement. The last piece here is going to be the key partners. Obviously suppliers, installers, financial partners, and online sites. We feel really strong about the supply teams that we've looked into. They're pretty prevalent throughout the industry. We're going to be using some of the same people a lot of the other companies already use. Same with the installation teams. There's installation teams in the areas we're looking at in those Southern California, Arizona, those types of areas. Those teams already exist. It's just training them to install our equipment. The financial partner piece is what we've been talking through with our gurus as one of the most difficult places. The rates that they'll give us at the beginning are very high. It's a place where we're going to have to earn our keep, and we're going to have to really work in with them. And then finally, the online sites that we already mentioned earlier, as far as like Geostellar and Energy Sage are going to push a huge amount of traffic towards our site and really drive that lead process.
I'm Gayleen McCluskey, and I will be taking you through the final building blocks hypothesis statements for hybrid solar. In the industry today in solar, there is an increase of incentives throughout the industry, and there has been a high reliance on these incentives over time. This incentive is now decreasing over the next few years, and so we've got to focus on technological improvements to help reduce our reliance on those incentives in the next few years. This is possible because in the solar industry, those solar panel costs have reduced by 6 to 8% every year. And so we plan to follow that curve and improve our technology so that we can reduce the cost of our solar panels at the same rate or more higher than the reduction of the incentives, so we can reduce our reliance there. In addition, it'll be important that we make commercial market a large part of our strategy, as they have a higher revenue available to us. But we cannot ignore the residential industry, which are quicker sales cycle and will produce revenue for us in the short term. Important to note is that the commercial market does have a longer tail on their incentives. In the reduction of the incentives for the government, they will be around longer. The cost structure hypothesis includes a hypothesis that the panels are going to be cost effective and that they will generate a profit based on our cost model. Again, those technological advances will be critical to continue to reduce manufacturing costs and increase those profits. And we plan to help offset the high startup costs by outsourcing the installation. In addition, we need to partner with really strong partners in the industry, and it's been a trend in the solar industry for partners to go out of business that are not strong and don't have competitive prices. So we may pay a little bit more for strong partners, but it'll be important that we have long-term partners that will stand behind their products. In the key activities, this will support R&D, which is critical for our longevity as an organization. Hybrid solar will need to have other products that will help support the company outside of solar. In the solar industry today, the companies that have stood the test of time have a broad portfolio of products in the energy market, in not just solar panels. We plan to do the same, and must start R&D as part of one of our key activities in producing other products. In addition, we need to manage distribution channels, suppliers, partners, installation vendors, and maintenance to ensure that our reputation of quality in the market is intact. It is a small industry, and we need to make sure that we have a reputation that's strong. Our key resources will support those activities, where we have an R&D laboratory, manufacturing warehouse facility, website domain, and then R&D employees to help us further the research and development efforts as an organization. And our intellectual property needs to be protected. So all of this these are resources needed and cost and expenses. We will need to ensure that our fixed costs keep reasonable so that we can offset the increased cost of the startup. In summary, we have gone through our hypothesis statements and have concluded that hybrid solar is an organization, a company that we want to move forward in terms of a startup. We believe in the product, we believe that it can be profitable, and will provide solar panels to a market that is untapped today. In the solar market, there is a current average growth rate of 31%, and we plan to expand this growth even further into markets that do not have a cost savings benefit opportunity today, such as those wet climates that don't get enough sun, and therefore solar is not a targeted product, but we will be able to offer them what they don't have today in terms of cost savings. In addition, our startup costs in solar are extremely high. Margins are low, and our partnerships and initial funding are key for our long-term survival in the industry. Most long-term solar companies have survived the industry, as we mentioned earlier, because it was not their primary solar product, and we plan to do the same, accomplishing this through effective R&D and producing other products contributing to this energy market that we can supplement our solar product with. Pricing tactics must vary by market because energy prices are quite varied by market, and so it'll be important that our pricing tactics help match that. and that we also keep up on our technology and stay viable in the market. As our competitors start producing similar products, we got to ensure that our technology is competitive, viable, that we're able to produce it at a low cost, and that the value of the product is providing what we intend for our consumers. Thanks for watching today, and we look forward to having this in the market soon.